Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. at the Dale Jr. Download with TJ Majors, my co-host, and there's some tough news coming out of the garage today, TJ.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have a race team that is shutting down.
Yeah, that's something that happens from time to time in our sport. Finances get tough, sponsors may leave, make things difficult for the team to continue, but it does provide opportunity because for the other teams, they can then go to this program. And, you know, it's really kind of a grab bag of good parts. And a lot of this stuff's hard to come by. Transmissions, engines, suspension stuff, even the chassis themselves. All of this stuff will be on the market for pennies on the dollar. And the teams will be all out there trying to figure out if any of that stuff would be beneficial to them. So it's an opportunity for some of the other teams to try to get better.
Yeah, for sure. This can change the landscape of a race team season.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see who acquires these parts and pieces from this team that's shutting down and whether they can take advantage of that and get some more mileage out of those pieces.
Wow, a team is shutting down. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR 25 Career Mode. And yeah, you heard it there in the turning point. A team has shut down, and we are going to get a free part out of it, which was a level 3 suspension that I immediately sold because that's not good enough for this car. We are well beyond level 3 suspensions at this point, but I would take the initiative to sell a bunch of other parts as well. Unfortunately, I mean, so like the game portrays that a team shut down, but I mean, I never saw a team actually shut down, so it's kind of weird how that works. But yeah, we are coming into Sonoma Raceway, the newly updated Sonoma Raceway this weekend. We are coming in with a level 8, level 7 car. Now, the body and the chassis are both level 8. The engine and the suspension are both level 7. So if you watched last episode in Chicago, our speed is going to be pretty well identical to what we just had last episode, which means that anytime there is just full throttle action, we're going to be bleeding time. And that is something I was hoping that myself and this Tricon Garage team would be able to get rid of coming into these 2 back-to-back road courses, but unfortunately it just hasn't quite worked out like that. So now the kind of goal is by Watkins Glen to hopefully have ourselves in a better position. We as well had some news here in this California weekend, some exciting news, at least for me. With Boost Energy, we have announced in the off-season, well, NASCAR is going to be doing an event actually in Japan, specifically at the Fuji circuit, and I am actually going to be doing a no hesi event with Boost Energy, our sponsor on the car, personal sponsor as well in this career mode. So I am going to be excited to do that, where we are going to be in a Toyota on the streets of Japan and doing a no hesi run, and that's going to be super exciting. If you don't know what that is, it's like an Assetto Corsa type of thing where you're weaving in and out of traffic on like highways and stuff. So basically it's like a stunt type deal. As Shane Van Gisbergen was top of the board here in practice, no surprise there. Of course, he's won one of the 2 road courses this season. He did not win last episode in Chicago. That was William Byron that was able to pick up the victory. Now as we come through into qualifying, of course, group qualifying at these road courses, so we have got you know, as many laps as we want to put in the time that we have. And as for myself, I had kind of slid into a decent kind of spot without any traffic, and I mean, I was pretty comfortable behind the wheel of this number 85 Grillo's Pickles Toyota Camry. By the way, the new update to this game, you can now change your car number to anything you want, so we are exploring some number change going into next season for this Tricon Garage team, so stay tuned on that as we continue on out of this final hairpin down the front straightaway. This is like the moment where we're going to really be bleeding time, this front straightaway, and then like the back half of the track on the run towards the final hairpin. So we would set a 1:16.4. I was confident I could do better, so I came back into the garage, got fresh tires on the car, went back out, fortunately got right out in an opening again, and I was, like I said, I was confident I could run a little bit quicker than what I had just put up, so I was going to go for it now. And such a fun racetrack to drive, even when you're not, of course, you're racing the new Sonoma. Of course, previously the Sonoma track was really outdated. It was still a lot of fun to race then, but it's even more fun now, especially it's more visually appealing as we come through the final bend at this point, down towards the final hairpin, going a little bit wide, but just keep the throttle down and hope it sticks, which it does, and we brake hard, get down to first gear here for this final hairpin, right against the concrete barrier as we exit the final turn down the front straightaway, and I felt like this is going to be another 1:16, and as we come through to the line, it's going to be a 1:15.7. And that's good enough to go, well, not top 10 in our group, but 13th of the 20 drivers in Group 1. So by the time qualifying was all said and done, of course, Group 2 has to go. Christopher Bell and Shane Van Gisbergen end up tying for pole, but it goes to Bell because he said it first, obviously, being in Group 1, and we qualify in 27. So not bad. Honestly, kind of expected a little bit better based off of, kind of having a bit more speed here compared to Chicago in qualifying. So now it's time to go racing on Sunday afternoon. The big question, of course, is Christopher Bell the favorite? Can Shane Van Gisbergen maybe get out in front of him here through the first couple of corners now? Yeah, it's going to be an interesting race strategy as well. Could play a role. I mean, maybe not necessarily for us. My kind of expectation here is that we're going to be backing up, and therefore we're really just going to have to pit with everybody else because we don't want to pit early and allow the guys behind us to be able to basically have a speed advantage and then be able to leapfrog me that way. So nonetheless, here we go. Sonoma Raceway underway, green flag, back-to-back road courses, the only part of the season that has 2 consecutive road course races here, and we head up the elevation past the Toyota sign on the right side, settling in behind the number 42 of John Hunter Nemechek. He's got Todd Gilliland to his right, Denny Hamlin right there in front of us as well. Hamlin not, of course, with a great road course racing record, not running very good here right off the bat. 6 laps in this opening stage. Denny Hamlin was head-to-head against Tyler Reddick last episode at the Chicago Street Course for $1 million in the in-season tournament, and unfortunately for Hamlin, he did not come out on top. Tyler Reddick was able to take the win and get $1 million out of it now, as we're going to dive one up the inside of the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek now, right to the back of Carson Hocevar. Clip the curb on the right side. You do not want to clip that curb. You want to get as close as you can, of course, without hitting it now, as you see some checkups right there in front of us now, as we've got Cole Custer just behind myself right here. This is where we start to bleed time, so it's all about just hanging on all the way from here towards that final hairpin, as that curb actually kicks our car out of grip right there, but fortunately we're able to save it as we head down into the final hairpin here. You got Nemechek and Suarez 3 wide behind us. Austin Dillon just sent it. Honestly, I think Sonoma has some of the best racing for the AI in NASCAR 25 by far. I mean, Coda's not great, Watkins Glen's not great, Chicago's okay, but Sonoma, I think, is by far the best, and I have a lot of fun racing this track just because of the AI. This is one of my least favorite road courses, to be completely honest, but in this game, it's one of my favorite just because of the AI experience here now. But still, as I've always said here in NASCAR 25, road course AI, they have a lot of improvements still that they need to make, and I hope they continue to work on them going forward here. Now is Brad Keselowski slow out of turn 4. I like to call that turn 4 anyways. We're going to be right on the back of that Castrol Mustang. Dive up the inside of the 2012 Cup Series champ. Can't quite make anything work out of that. Then he actually checks up right on my nose, so we unfortunately get into the back of him, and by the end of the lap, coming through to start lap 3, you can see just the time we lose because of the lack of power in this car. So it's like the first bit here, once we go up the elevation through the next few corners, that's kind of like where we're gaining, and then unfortunately after that we're kind of back back into just hanging on and trying to defend over the cars behind. So it's like the first half of the lap we get to fight, and then the last half it's really about defense. And unfortunately, the last half we're losing more than we're gaining in the first half. So obviously it means we're losing overall still nonetheless. And we come straight to the final lap here of stage 1, and we were still P26. Christopher Bell, he's led from the green flag to now. He's going to round this final turn, and he's going to hold off Shane Van Gisbergen to win stage number 1 here on that DeWalt number 20. So Christopher Bell, playoff point to him in what could be the final season of playoff points. Of course, NASCAR using a chase format again in 2026. I am considering implementing that for season 2 of this career mode manually, and yeah, completely getting rid of the playoffs. So stay tuned on that. But nonetheless, P26 here in stage 1, we got some work to do. We're going to take tires, we're going to take fuel, and get ready to go green here as well. A rare wedge adjustment on a road course. I loosened up the car just a little bit.
Coming to the green.
So as we get ready to go green for stage 2, we gain a spot over Nemechek, putting us into P25 on the left side as we get ready to roll. Christopher Bell leads the field back to the green flag here from Sonoma Raceway. Now, still behind the number 11 of Denny Hamlin. We got one extra lap of racing here in stage 2. We're already 3 wide with both Nemechek as well as Brad Keselowski. Now, in these restarts we saw in Chicago, every restart got more and more aggressive, and we're right in the middle of it right off the bat here now, and I just kind of have to back out of it now. I didn't really feel confident going 3 wide through there. Unfortunately, though, we're going to lose out to Zane Smith, but I'm going to try and lunge one back up the inside into the right-hander here, hop up over the curbing now, and leave some room to that 38 now, but I see an opportunity to maybe gain some more track position right here. We're going to dive up to the back of the 6 of Keselowski, right on the right rear of him. Can't quite make anything out of that one. Daniel Suarez taken 3 wide. He loses out to the number 6, and he's checking up all over the place now, and everywhere we go, someone's checking up in front of us now. Contact with the 38 of Zane Smith in the process as well. He's sliding, he's spinning. We're going to push right through him. Around he goes. In the background, big impact there on Riley Herbst. No caution. We stay green, and the restart chaos at these road courses is back just like it was in Chicago there, and myself and Zane Smith just kind of racing hard came together, and unfortunately I had not forgotten about him trying to wreck me a few races back, and I really didn't hesitate to just keep the throttle down and push right through him when he was already half spun. So we'll consider ourselves even, in my opinion, as we move on from this point, and we're still in P26. We haven't gained anything, we haven't lost anything as well, and we're right on the back here of Daniel Suarez as we're going to go around the outside of him just about here. We'll be alongside this 99 Freeway Insurance Chevrolet Camaro. Of course, Suarez picked up his first career win in the Cup Series right here in 2022, as Denny Hamlin has dropped down to 24th behind John Hunter Nemechek. And now I was pretty confident after getting past the 99. This is probably, as we're going to go a little bit wide right here, we'll stay in front, but I think this is probably where we're going to kind of settle in now. I don't think I've quite got anything right here for that 11 car and beyond, and sure enough, we come to lap 3 of the stage, and you can see at this point they're just kind of driving away from me, so it's now all about just defending at this point. So we're going to do what we can, and really just try and hang on to the end of the stage and ready ourselves for stage 3. I'm surprised we haven't seen any AI incidents yet as well in this race now in Chicago. I felt like we'd already seen, a couple, but yeah, I mean, we're just kind of being patient, and really, honestly, when we're having to play defense like this, it is such a challenge because you cannot put a foot wrong, because if you do, well, you're going to leave yourself vulnerable to get past, because there's guys literally knocking on the door ready to pass and pounce. So it's a bit stressful and challenging to have to play a defense like this. However, I do think we're doing a really good job right now, and we're coming to just a couple laps to go here in stage 2 at this point now, and we're going to go a little bit wide. I've gone wide through here so many times, the car just doesn't really want to turn through there, and I'm just trying to carry so much speed compared to the guy behind me that we're just kind of making that mistake. But it's fortunately the one kind of piece of track where you can afford to kind of go a little bit wide now as we come through to the final lap, and we've done exactly what we've needed to do here in stage 2. We gained only 1 spot, but we've held to our track position. Christopher Bell is going to come through to win stage number 2 here from Sonoma Raceway again. SVG just doesn't seem to have what he needs right now. to be able to beat Christopher Bell. He's just kind of powerless here today now as we come through the final bend. Caution should come out. There it is here. P25 in stage number 2, setting us up well for the third and final stage here. I'm actually pretty confident in how things are going. We're going to take tires and take fuel and get ready to go green for what could be the final restart of this race. And we as well cannot make it to the end of this race on fuel, so there will be a pit stop necessary. Here we go then, ready for stage 3 alongside the 11 of Denny Hamlin now is here we go. Green flag is out. We moved up into 24th here for this restart as we head up the elevation. Christopher Bell has been in control since the drop of the green flag here from Sonoma Raceway now as we settle in behind this 42 of John Hunter Nemechek. Who you got behind us there? You got the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Priest at my left, and actually had some contact on the back of the 42 that kind of checks us up now as we are alongside Daniel Suarez as he's going to get around me. Okay, not a good restart now. We give up a couple spots. Contact with the 47 there as we get up the inside of the 99. Right behind Priest, another checkup now. They do still kind of check up here, even at the best road course for the AI. They still kind of have these annoying checkups here. Just fortunately, it's not as much as we're going to go 3 wide. Now we're going to get pinched with the 99 and the 47. We all keep it straight there. We all just kind of came together in an awkward spot. Fortunately, we keep going in the right direction. Suarez, the big loser out of that. We gain a spot into 25th, and now it's game time. Let's get up there and try to stick with Priest and Hamlin and them as well and see if we can gain a spot or 2 out of this now. And, you know, we basically get 2.5 laps, I say. You get 2.5 laps after a restart to make up the time or positions. Now as Hamlin is under pressure from the 60 of Ryan Priest, and this is like the first time all season that I can say I've kept up for the most part with Denny Hamlin. We've been staring at that progressive rear bumper for the majority of this race, and unfortunately though for Hamlin it's just because it's a road course. If this was an oval, I'm sure he'd be well up in front of us now. I mean, we're not running any better on a road course here than we usually do on the ovals, and it's just because of the fact that the Cup Series, it's so much more difficult, so we can't quite take a lower tier car like we could in Xfinity and win on a road course. I just knocked the back of the 11 of Hamlin. That is absolutely not what I was trying to do, but fortunately we avoid anything going wrong. I think I helped him. I just helped him pass the 42 of Nemechek. Priest crosses my front bumper, and he's going to go way wide as Stenhouse gets to my left side. Hold on, he's coming back on track. 3 wide. Somehow we all managed that one. Now that was just a kind of an awkward coming together there. Priest crossed my nose, and thank goodness that didn't turn into anything, as now we are down again the 26th position. Custer's trying to go up my inside behind us. Can't quite make that work now as we continue on here in P26. And unfortunately now, big crash actually in front of us. That's the 23. Bubba Wallace around, hit the wall hard. That would have been such a violent crash in real life. He would have destroyed that car. That would 100% have been a caution. But obviously this is not real life. This is NASCAR 25. And on the relaxed yellows, we do keep it green. You need a multi-car incident for a caution to come out on relaxed yellows. So if it's just a single car spin like that, we will not go, of course, under caution. As surprisingly, at this point, we're still actually kind of hanging on here with Ryan Priest and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. We're having to still, you know, play the defense game over Daniel Suarez, who is really hounding me, and I am just slamming the throttle from first gear on the exit of that hairpin, just trying to get the car to go. But it's not easy, and as we are now at 10 laps to go, we are basically, if we pit at the end of this lap, we will be able to make it on a full tank of fuel. We'd just be barely inside the pit window. So I was waiting for my crew chief to kind of call me in. At this point now, as you can kind of see, at this point we have lost out to the 60 and the 47, just can't quite get to them anymore. And my crew chief calls me in literally as I'm approaching the pit lane, and I decided, yeah, I'm not coming in on that short notice. I barely had time to react. So we will be coming in at the end of this lap right here, lap 20. So my hope is we can maybe do a bit of an undercut on these guys. We'll wait and see. We're not the only one coming into the pits. You see, I think that was Kyle Busch as well who came in as we get 4 Goodyear tires and fuel and get ready to go for a sprint to the end of this race. It's been One heck of a race so far here from Sonoma. Now, I hope I made these road course episodes exciting for you guys to watch. I feel like they've been quite entertaining, to be completely honest. Now, of course, I'm biased, but I think they've been a lot of fun. And as we come through to the end of lap 22, sure enough, the undercut kind of works. We literally get to the side of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who's just exiting the pit lane, but we're going to be wheel to wheel up the elevation, but unfortunately for us, we just don't have enough. Stenhouse just barely is able to be alongside us on the exit, and he's able to carry that speed back in front. So we'll wait and see where we cycle out. Can we maybe get in front of who as well? Ryan Preece. I don't know if that's going to work out. We'll wait and see as these laps go on, but we're coming up another lap later, and Daniel Suarez, well, he's actually trying to undercut or overcut me. He's going to be coming out right alongside us now, and we are barely going to be able to beat him. Into the corner, around goes Ricky Stenhouse Jr. off into the grass. No caution again. We stay green. He's in the barrier. He's going to have to get it back going, but there's a free position. Ryan Preece, I can't confirm, was able to get out in front of us comfortably, so we have nothing on Ryan Preece, unfortunately. You can see him down the road right there. So yeah, I mean, now I think it's just defense basically for the remainder of this race, and by the time all was said and done, we are in P24. There's another car or two in the pits, so we maybe will gain another spot. The leaders as well have not pit, like Chase Briscoe and a few others have still stayed out on the racetrack. So eventually, though, everything was said and done, we were still P24, and Christopher Bell was still out in front, dominating this race here now with just a few laps to go at this point, and now there's nothing for us to gain. It's just defense from here to the checkered flag. 3 laps of hardcore defense, and that is driving as hard as I can without putting a foot wrong and just keeping this car in front of the 99 and the 34 there. Todd Gilliland just behind Daniel Suarez. Now, we have been defending against Suarez for a lot of time here today, and if I was him, I would not be very happy, to be completely honest. But we are coming now to the final lap for Christopher Bell. He takes the white flag as we continue on at this point now. We still got a ways to go before we get to that point. Here we go, white flag in the air. Daniel Suarez is right on our back bumper now, and we're just going to continue to defend over him as we just have to make it through this final lap. And we've done a great job all race defending. I mean, this is probably the best defense game I would say I've ever had here in the NASCAR 25 career mode so far, but we also haven't really had to play defense outside of the road courses, and really the only other one was Chicago, because in COTA we were just too slow to barely keep up at all. As Christopher Bell, though, comes through to win in Sonoma now, and we've had 3 different road course winners this season. Not exactly what we expected as we come through the S's for the final time. 1 hairpin remains here now, and we'll be able to bring it home if we can hold on against Daniel Suarez right to my back bumper. He's not going to have enough. He's going to try to sneak around the outside. We get the throttle down, and we're going to bring it home for P24. The goal, though, I set a top 20, just didn't quite work out on that front, but we crossed the line for P24 nonetheless here from Sonoma Raceway, and I'm proud of that effort. I mean, it was physical. It was not easy. Chase Elliott as well beat SVG. SVG was 7 seconds behind in P3. Connor Zilisch was 14th this weekend in the field as well. How about Connor Zilisch in the Red Bull 87 there as well, as you see the rest of your finishing order? Jimmy Johnson, Justin Allgaier, Riley Herbst there, all at the bottom of the grid, and we'll take a look at the point standings and how that affects things. We gained 1 spot into 25th, but Bubba Wallace, the battle is between Wallace, Bowman, and Buescher for the final playoff spot, and there's still a lot of opportunity for a new winner to spice that up even more. Bell at his 3rd win ties Kyle Larson. They're both at 3 wins apiece behind Denny Hamlin, but Larson is atop of the regular season standings. That does it for me. I'll see you guys in the next episode from Dover. That's going to be an interesting one. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.